might be a new provider, but the traditional look for Espanyol, the blue and white stripes. Let's just say it's a little, well, what did the press release say? Bolder look, an exciting look for Barcelona in their third kit. And I'm sure you knew this. I had to look it up, but it's the light atomic pink and silver.
Atomic pink. Look, it's a different look for Barcelona, an unusual one. No matter how you look at it and no matter what you're wearing, it's going to be a tough game today. One I can't wait to see, Phil. The skill on show from both sides, and of course a Catalan derby, which means the commitment, the desire, everything's going to be there. And for Espanyol, a chance to turn around a 3-game losing streak and go to 4th in the table. And should Barcelona win, they extend their lead at the top by 3 points. There's so much for both teams at stake today.
Even a draw would be good enough to get a bit of separation, but what a strange, curious trip it has been. Sevilla with another chance to start the day to claim the top spot, only to stumble on the road against Valencia. Atletico then tightening their grip just a bit, but find out if Barcelona can shake hold yet again.
Wow, look at that atmosphere in the stadium, the history, all the games in the past that have, in this Catalan derby, that have been massive, massive games. And interesting to note, the last time that Espanyol won at home against Barcelona in the league was in 2007, and the manager at that time, Phil, was
Ernesto Valverde.
Amazing how soccer throws up these little sort of little treats when one manager of one team comes back as manager of a different team. With this kit, do you like it? Barcelona's third kit.
Well, I can see why they come up with atomic pink, because it looks like there might have been a nuclear blast in the background, and that's the X-ray, but we'll see how it works. Of course, Espanyol, with their ownership from Rastar Chenyan Sheng, the man that's signing the checks. And an interesting choice at the start of the season, bringing in a somewhat unfancied Ruby. And all he had done was just get Huesca to the top flight. He'd struggled in his earlier stints, but he's done well this season with his old club. And here, as we look at that somewhat off-balanced 4-3-3 with the Panda, Borja Iglesias, on the front line. And here, as you take a look, it is not an empty bench. Garcia, Batistao, Piatti, and Granero, along with the big defender Naldo. That's explaining one reason why Espanyol is challenging for a European spot. When it comes down to it, it depends on the players. The referee, Carlos del Cerro Grande. Juan Yuste, Abraham Alvarez running the line. Sergio Perez is the fourth official. And of course, they are checking the ears, because there is communication, not just to the sidelines, but also to Las Rosas with the video review. Here, a bit more of a standard look for Barcelona. Or is it? Does Rakitic go left? Does Vidal go right? Does Messi slide to the middle? Where's Dembele? Well, normally this season, Gary, Dembele is right where you want him when you need him.
Yeah, he certainly has come up with crucial goals, and he's often been on the bench with Coutinho starting. So it's a big change for Valverde to start with Dembele. I think he might play him wide on the right in a 4-4-2, although he's lining up there on the left on a 4-3-3. So this is how he starts. You'll see him on the left. If they come under pressure, he might move to the right-hand side. But all these permutations, all these possibilities, and what a great game ahead we have.
Just moments away, so stay with us. Underway at the Cornellà El Prat, the RCDE, Espanyol, the home side, and those broad blue and white stripes defending the goal to the left, and it's the light atomic pink of Barcelona looking to soar from right to left. And as they have the ball, they're also serenaded by the crowd here today. This new stadium opened back in 2009, holds over 40,000. Let's just say over the past decade or so, they've had a little extra room to stretch their legs. But this season, the fans have been returning as Espanyol has returned towards the top of the table. Rakitic swings it far side, hangs in the air for Messi, headed forward, and Iglesias giving chase. Piqué knocking it down for Suarez, who returns. Phil Shane alongside Gary Bailey, the former English international. And as you take a look here, going back to your days at Old Trafford, there's a certain electricity in the air when the fans are on it from the opening whistle.
Oh, absolutely. It's a derby, a Catalan derby in this case, and you're seeing it's physical from the get-go, and I expect plenty more of that from both sides. And for Ruby, a massive match against the local rivals. And you never know what happens, Phil, in derbies, because form goes out the window. Espanyol have had 3 losses back-to-back. It's a terrible run after an unbelievably good start. And for Barcelona, they're sitting top of the table, but their defense has been a bit leaky. So all possibilities, everything's up for grab here today.
Down into the corner, asking a little bit much for Luis Suarez. Suarez had been one of 7 players who have been injured for Ernesto Valverde, who goes up against his old side. As mentioned in the pregame, the last time Espanyol won a league match against Barcelona at home, it wasn't even in this stadium. It was the old Olímpico, the Luis Company, and Valverde was the boss of the Parakeets.
Yeah, good history there, an amazing feeling for him, I'm sure, to come back to a stadium where he had a fair measure of success, and now he comes as the manager of one of the greatest teams in the world, and a team full of some of the best players. What a privilege to be a manager of Barcelona.
Far side Semedo. He tends to be the more conservative of the right backs, but without Sergio Roberto available, maybe have to get a little more offense from him. Gerard Piqué, you hear the whistles, there's a reason for that. Last year, let's just say things heated up a bit because the nickname is RCDE, the E for Espanyol, the Spanish heritage, more commonly known as Espanyol of Barcelona. Let's just say Gerard Piqué stuck the needle in a bit, calling them Espanyol of Cornellà.
I'm sure he's used to fans giving him stick, Piqué, and with all his Catalan comments, I guess around Spain, he gets a fair amount of abuse, and he can take it. He's used to it.
Here's Messi, dances past one challenge, disc for Suarez. He pushes wide for Vidal, crossed at the edge of the 18, deflects away, and slammed up back towards the Barcelona end.
You see Arturo Vidal on the right there. There was some question whether Rakitic should be right and Vidal left. It's turning out that to start with, Vidal is going to be on the right. Dembele is holding out left. So Dembele, Rakitic and Alba combining on one side, and Semedo, Arturo Vidal on the other.
Now you see Rakitic alongside Busquets. We've seen that at times. It almost looks like Dembele is back in the midfield in that 4, mirroring Vidal. There, as you pointed out before, that 4-4-2. Messi given a bit of freedom as Suarez doing a lot of the running here.
I think Valverde prefers a 4-4-2. He's more pragmatic. He's seen his team ship a lot of goals this season compared to last season. He wants them to tighten up at the back. And to play 3 up front is fantastic if you can. But I think he prefers to play 4-4-2 and just control the game and give the opposition as few chances as possible.
52 degrees, clear skies. It is a bit humid and just the lightest of breezes. Maybe more from Messi as he tries to charge through the Espanyol defense, but they stand firm. Pushed back by Sergi Darder. Now wide for Hernan Perez, the Paraguayan. Beautiful turn by Marc Roca, the ex-Barca boy from La Masia. There are a few of them. Victor Sanchez also from the midfield. Long switch near side. Here's Perez. Diving header from Piqué, and he guides it.
We just saw some lovely football there from Espanyol, and I think the sense as Dembele comes down the left, the sense is that in the past this would have been a kicking match with Espanyol trying to limit Barcelona. I just wonder if today Espanyol will try and outplay Barcelona, if that is possible.
Well, clarify that just a little bit. Define outplay.
Well, have more possession, perhaps. Try and counter-attack through passes and less of the physicality. And as I say, less of the physicality, referee blows for a foul.
Suarez shaking his head. A little extra ink now for Luis Suarez. Took advantage of his injury break to get a bit of artwork, including on the other side of his neck. His thumb and 2 fingers extended, that goal celebration, the kiss for each of his 3 children. Let's just say he's an optimist, but then again, maybe he's also prepared. Nodded down, Milá, the Barca-born left back. Nice timed run from Iglesias. Flag stays down, trying to get around Piqué, but Rakitic steps up. And again, when Rakitic stays back alongside Busquets, there's some of that pragmatic cover that's not there when it's just Sergio himself. Are there? Well, did not see Dembele, who's now charging up inside left, sneaks it across. Messi with the afterburners, brings it back to his left foot, quadruple teamed, and it's poked free. A better ball from Dembele, and maybe Messi could have done something with it.
Maybe, and I just wonder, Dembele, with his pace, with his run more directly at the defenders, get them to commit and then pass it to Messi. But either way, it did take, you're right, it took about 4 of them to get the ball off a little genius.
Bounces at the spot. Iglesias to the center. Vidal throws his body in front of Hernan Perez. Clash of the South Americans. Of course, there's another clash of the South Americans this weekend in Spain. It could be a mouth-watering treat tomorrow.
Wow. What a game that promises to be. I think the whole world will be watching River Plate and Boca, especially given all the history.
I thought you were talking about Tata Martino against Giovanni Savarese.
Oh, that as well, yes.
Okay, yeah. Barca's ex-boss with a little silverware on the line today. Here's Piqué. Out wide, Semedo. Really haven't seen the Portuguese wingback turn the offensive part of his game on. Oh, sweet little touch from Sanchez, and now off to the races, Perez. Into the path of Borja. Did not look up, and he probably should have.
Wow, there you go. There's that pace, that ability, that counter-attack. You asked me how they're going to outplay Barcelona. Well, there's a potential example. So good. So much skill there from Espanyol. Just lacked the final product. Didn't make ter Stegen have to make a save. But other than that, absolutely brilliant.
Intriguing here. Vidal staying inside right. Dembele inside left. And sloppy pass there goes straight to the Espanyol striker. Almost in the Xavi and Iniesta roles than the holding and wing positions we're used to seeing them in. Valverde trying to clog the middle. And there's Sanchez's sweet sweep.
Oh. Lovely ball here. Borja Iglesias hits it as it comes to him, but got to try and at least make the goalkeeper work from there.
Look at that. 4 fouls, all against the visitors. Ruby, a modest career as a player. You could say the same for managerial stints, but now at 48, I have a feeling Espanyol might have to work hard to keep him. Getting Huesca promoted and now lifting Espanyol back to Europe. Sanchez sees it deflect inside on the turn. Oscar Melendo, the mighty might, but right to Rakitic, stripped back by Javi Lopez. Lopez trying to get around Jordi Alba, who clears it off his counterpart. It'll be Barca throw.
Here's the 4 of them trying to dispossess Messi. 1, 2, 3, 4. And eventually they do get it away from the little maestro.
Gardere sticking a boot in.
What it does do is he draws so many defenders to him that should he get to that ball first, there's other strikers such as Suarez who are unmarked who can then do the damage.
Semedo with some space. And he's there again talking about Semedo. With Messi pinching in, Vidal has been providing a lot of the width over there. So inside until they get to the attack. Don't forget, you can download our Ford B and Sports Connect app. Just go to the App Store on your phone or device and feel free to download. 11 channels free and in full HD. Messi hurdles past Sanchez into the 18. Semedo squares. Knocked away before Vidal can get it. Corner Barcelona.
Wonderful from Messi again. Beats his man and he goes directly to the heart of the box. Forces defenders to commit themselves and then lays it wide to Semedo. Look at this. He goes for the jugular, and as they start lining up, he gives it to Semedo. That allows Semedo enough space to get the cross in. And Arturo Vidal knows that was so close to reaching someone in the box.
Messi challenged, gets rid of it just in time. Back to the Barca captain, headed clear by Iglesias. Came over from Celta in the off-season, but as we look at the La Liga live standings, Barca, as things stand, with the point edge over their closest competitors, while Espanyol would be a point behind Real Madrid. And again, a victory could see them leap into the top 4. Dembele gets enough of a touch. Busquets pocket picked by the diminutive Melendo. Darder. Back to Lopez. Alba getting physical and throwing Melendo off just enough. Talked about the last time they won here back more than a decade ago in league play, but in all competitions, it was a lot more recent. In fact, back in January in the Copa del Rey, and it was the 5'5" Melendo scoring his debut goal in the 88th minute to shock Barcelona. But again, in the cup, 2 legs, and Barca a week later with a 2-0 to move on. But still a moment to remember for Melendo.
I think whenever it's 2 legs, I think teams always accept, well, you know what, if we go 1 down away, we'll still bring them back home, which is exactly what happened with Barca. But it's a different atmosphere. Thinking of that match and previous ones where tackles are flying in, as you mentioned, all the tackles have come from Barcelona. I think they'll half expect to be kicked, so they're kicking first and realizing that this maybe is a different type of Espanyol, a really quality, passing, skillful team, Espanyol. I wonder if their own fans are wondering if it's the right team they've come to watch.
Rakitic passes it across. Here's Piqué. The whistles ensue. Off to Messi. Speaking of Messi, I kind of have a feeling that if Espanyol was planning on sending Pelé a Christmas card, they might have taken his name off the list. It's like, don't poke the bear when he's sleeping. Not that Messi is asleep, but if he was ever going to wake up, it's after the comments of this past week by Oré.
Well, to say that Messi's limited because he can't use his right foot as well or his head is, I think, a ridiculous statement from Pelé. Really. It doesn't matter how you score, it's how many you score and in which games. And let's be fair, Messi scored, what is it, 630 odd in the biggest games in the world. La Liga, Clásicos, World Cup finals or World Cup semi-finals. And
what's that old saying in England? He could open a can of beans with his left foot. Yeah. I have a feeling it's probably a little more expensive than beans. Maybe it's caviar.
Yeah. Look, it's one of those arguments of who was the best, Pelé, Maradona, Ronaldo, Messi. It's so subjective, but Pelé played in Brazil often at a lower level than Messi did. I think Pelé should maybe not make those sort of comments, to be honest.
Oh, a chance here, Melendo, but 4 atomic pink jerseys in front. Borja with the touch. Now Melendo again, trying to get around Longley, but the Frenchman got the ball. The fans with the whistle, not the referee. Here's Messi again. Weaves through 2, tripped up, and a foul. Free kick Barca just outside the 18.
Of course, the Espanyol players having a go at the referee, saying you should have given us a free kick further up the pitch. as they always do, try and put the referee under pressure, so the next time there's a 50-50, he calls it your way. Standard professional behavior. This is the foul they're talking about, forehand. But either way, there's something on the edge of the box that Messi's once again created a free kick, and we know how dangerous he can be from a free kick situation.
Again, knowing how much fun Pelé has sticking a needle into Maradona. The fact he said Maradona's also better than Messi, I'm thinking Pelé might have done it just to put an argument out there that Maradona could not disagree with. The rest of the world maybe, yeah. But
I played against Maradona. He was unbelievable. But again, did he do it every week? No. Did he win the sort of titles? I think he won 11 titles. Messi's won over 30.
Although maybe single-handedly in the World Cup on the biggest stage, but...
Well, some would argue that Messi single-handedly dragged an average Argentina final to two Copa... Argentina team to two Copa finals and a World Cup final. So...
Well,
the argument can go on and on.
I guarantee you Diego Lopez isn't worried about what Pelé said right now. 30 yards out. Del Cerro with the whistle. 5 in the wall. Messi to the corner! Absolutely brilliant.
Awesome, awesome Messi. The way he bends it, the way he gets a lift, the way he gets it into the top corner gives Diego Lopez absolutely no chance. And you know what, Phil? He does it time and time and time again. He is a genius when it comes to free kicks, amongst other things, and he's proved it yet again today.
Just checking the scoreboard to see if it only counts as maybe half a goal. Take another look. Lopez leaning to his right. Oh. Some might criticize, but Gary, Diego Lopez played that absolutely perfectly. Messi was just perfecter.
He bends it away, Messi. Have a look. As a keeper, you're going for it, and then you're stretching and stretching, and it just keeps bending away until it just tucks inside the post. Here's Diego Lopez's view. He's got to get all that ground across. He's got to get sort of 4 or 5 yards across the goal to a ball that's constantly bending away from you, and it's got pace on it. It is the perfect free kick, and not for the first time we have seen it from this man. He's magnificent in those dead ball situations.
Offside against Borja. Messi's 22nd goal against Espanyol in all competition, his 19th in league play, breaking the tie he had with Telmo Zarra and Oviedo's Langara. Now the all-time leading La Liga score against Espanyol.
And so how many free kicks did Mr. Pelé score? So sure he scored that. No, I'm not so sure he scored that many. Or Maradona. I don't think their stats even begin to compare with Messi, to be honest. But different era, different times. We'll all have our favorites.
Into the area. Flag coming up as Messi challenges for the ball. 393 goals now in league play, 568 in his Barcelona career.
Wow, that's just phenomenal. I mean, only Pelé has scored more, if I stand corrected on that. And yes, it's a lot more, but again, as I say, it's sometimes at a high level in Brazil with Santos, but a lot of it was against lower level teams. Messi never plays low level teams, or very rarely, maybe in Copa del Rey. Everything in La Liga is top class. European Champions League, top class. World Cup, top class.
Well, you talk about all-time scorers as Victor Sanchez had the sharp boots on again. The official records talk about Pelé scoring 1,279 goals in his career. But even then, you can go back and look at Arthur Friedenreich before Guinness was keeping records, who scored more than 1,300 goals. And I think as a soccer fan, you even as a soccer player, you have to understand where the legends stand in their generation. How do they compare with those they were going up against? Dembele. Oh, not a bad idea, but Vila was ready. I mean, is it possible in this world of Twitter battles that you can appreciate Pelé, Maradona, Messi, and Ronaldo? Here's Suarez and a kick save by Lopez.
Good save, Diego Lopez. What a good chance for Suarez to have made it 2-0. Thought he maybe could have chipped that ball. Either way, let's give the keeper credit. But certainly, to your question, all four of them are great. I mean, we're not knocking. I'm not knocking Pelé. I'm just saying, you know, to say that Messi isn't one of the best of all time or the best because he hasn't got a good right foot or heading ability, I don't think it's a valid argument. They are all legendary players, all the best of their era. But if you had to ask me to pick one over and above all of them, I would pick Messi or Ronaldo because they scored just so many goals and such a consistent basis.
This is the 21st minute. Remembrance of the former Espan. It was another player you might be familiar with, Juninho Pernambucano, 77. So Messi still with a little bit of room to go. And the scary thing is, it doesn't look like he's slowing down.
Yep, still fantastic years to come with Messi, but it's not just the free kicks with him, it's all the goals and all the competitions, the trophies that he's helped win.
Suarez can't find the handle, and Espanyol dodges one.
It's a good chance for Suarez. He's had one save by the keeper, missed that one.
Nice from Melendo, play on. Look at this near side, screaming for the ball is Perez. Well, they can't get it there. Sergio in the way. Our side, Vidal. After the goal, Barca trying to take a little air out of the ball at the moment.
Yeah, they have done that, haven't they? They've quietened the crowd. They're 1-0 up. They've taken the sting out of Espanyol's first 20-odd minutes. And should perhaps have had a second. So everything going Barca's way at the moment.
See how Ruby can tinker and adjust. Semedo again pushing forward. Fakes the cross. Vila stays with him. Vidal, Busquets, Rakitic. Now for Dembele again playing inside left. Wide to Alba. Espanyol content to pack in around their area. Loose ball. Back heel try. Suarez knew he had to put a little something extra, but didn't catch it cleanly.
Didn't quite work out for Luis Suarez there, and now that's the third moment of embarrassment for him. I don't know if he's having a bad day at the office.
Vidal leaves it for Messi. Just dances through Roca's challenge. Still alive for Messi. Dembele now in the 18, back to his right, and he buries it into the back of the net. Messi would not be denied, and Dembele rings the bell for a second time.
Brilliant, brilliant strike there from Dembele, but set up by Messi. Messi worked so hard to keep possession. He got through one tackle after another, gave Dembele a wonderful ball, which he switches onto his right and sticks it virtually in the top corner. Brilliant goal, beautifully constructed. And such a blow to the home fans.
And again, Lionel Messi, for whatever reason, seems to have come out with just a little extra purpose on the day.
Look at this, look at the battle. Keeps the ball there, gets it back, and then the awareness. Phil, well, you're having everybody kicking at you. The awareness to know that Dembele was free, brings it on his right foot. Wow, it's a lovely strike from a left-footed player back onto his right, where he's very comfortable, and strikes it. Not quite in the top corner, but nearly. Absolutely brilliant from Dembele. But the awareness of Messi when he's being kicked by 4 or 5 defenders, unbelievable.
Credit as well to Arturo Vidal for helping to keep it alive. Even at the start of that play, before the ball got knocked loose, you could see Vidal leaving the ball for his captain and then winning the ball back for his captain after it had gotten knocked loose. So Messi a goal and an assist, and Barca in front by 2. Hard challenge, Semedo standing strong.
Well, this is tough for Espanyol. They've lost 3 on the bounce in the league. This will be their 4th loss, which is one of their worst runs in recent history, which strangely enough follows the start of the season that's been one of their best starts. They've gone from their best run for a long time to now their worst in the space of literally a month.
Again, as they just had that scent of first place. Here's El Panda back to the inside. They have not won since. Shot from Darder deflecting away. Now at risk of their 4th straight defeat. And looking at the bench, Leo Batistao, Neymar's longtime buddy from Santos.
Look at Messi here. He's got 2 players on him as it is. Let's just stay with him. He takes on a third. Okay, you don't get to see how he battles to keep possession of that ball. But you mentioned Espanyol going forward. If the Panda, Borja and Iglesias doesn't score, it seems Espanyol don't score. He has scored the last 6 goals for them. And he's battling to find the net. So they do need to come up with an alternate goal scorer.
Took him a while to get there. Now 25. Iglesias, when he first went back to Espanyol, loaned to Zaragoza, 22 goals in the lower division. Nice from Vidal, who's having one of his best games. Busquets a little off target. It's out for an Espanyol throw. Iglesias also, what was the character's name in Bull Durham's, like the minor league home run king? Iglesias is Celta de Vigo's B team's all-time leading scorer. 73 goals for the reserves. And now finally getting a chance to do it in the top flight. Busquets had his mind read. Vidal wipes the mind clean. Messi threads it through. Messi in a 3v4. Wide for Sanchez. Back for Messi. And just missing the run. But it would have been offside anyway.
Brilliant, brilliant run again. Absolutely stunning. And yes, it might have been offside. Look at this. Look at the skills. But he wanted that ball back to his feet there from Suarez. And he doesn't get the accuracy.
Barca
frustrating for Messi.
Up by 2 and putting the pressure on. They win the ball now. Busquets goes for the nutmeg. Dispossessed. Melendo coming back to win it. Begging for the ball, Javi Lopez. Lopez, and Lopez. And that defense for Espanyol. Headed off target, no chance for Ter Stegen. It's going to be a corner for Espanyol.
I guess it's one name Ruby can't use in the locker room, because if he does, about 4 different Lopez's. I believe there's one on the bench as well, or as a youngster in the squad. You mentioned Lopez, 4 people look at you, so you've got to go by first names.
Ter Stegen. Back post open. There's a good look at the Nicaraguan-born Tico, Oscar Duarte. Inside, and it hits the netting, but on the wrong side of the post. Looked like Piqué got a touch.
A good corner right into that near post area. It's the area that you worry about most as a keeper. Any touch from anybody, and you're in all sorts of trouble.
Ball loose. Luis Suarez gives them a 3rd corner in a row.
Important maybe for Espanyol to get something from this, get themselves back in the match. Set pieces are vital.
Off Luis Suarez. Melendo rolls it wide. Another chance here. Looking to the back post. Headed down by Duarte. Denied by Ter Stegen. The Tico almost got Espanyol back in it.
Yeah, not a bad header, but comfortable for Ter Stegen in the end. But that's better from Espanyol. At least they're making the Barca keeper work. They're creating situations and problems for Barcelona. They've got to get themselves back in the match as soon as they can. 2 goals down is a big gap. 1 goal, everything changes. Suarez's bad day continues. Gets a knock as well. His pass to Messi in that previous opportunity was a poor pass. He's tried a few tricks and fallen over the ball. This hasn't happened so far for Luis Suarez yet today. But he's a fighter. He'll keep going, and chances are he'll still get his goal before the end of the 90 minutes.
Pele always trying to make things happen, including maybe a few things he shouldn't. But again, finds the net. No one has turned games around more than Ousmane Dembele, winning more points for his team than anyone else in La Liga. And that could stand to grow if Espanyol finds a goal here.
Absolutely. I think he's, in this performance as well, he's really cementing his place as a starter with Coutinho being on the bench. Because why would you pick Coutinho ahead of Dembele if he's got pace and can finish the way he did for that second goal?
Again, Vidal getting involved, but the ball stays loose, edge of the area, trickles across, and Alba lunges to clear. Credit to Espanyol, the fans letting them know they appreciate it.
Jordi Alba couldn't take a risk there, had to get rid of that ball as quickly as possible. Yet again, another set piece for Espanyol, another opportunity to try and pull one of those goals back.
Dangerous, just trickles away. Looked like it went off David Lopez, the homegrown defender.
Just the header from Oscar Duarte, I think it is. Sort of goes up a little bit early. It's coming down when he heads the ball, can't get enough power behind it. Comfortable for ter Stegen.
Again winning the ball in the midfield. 169th league meeting between these two. In a rather one-sided affair. If Barca holds on, it would be their 98th win to just 37 for Espanyol. It's the most played derby in Spanish league football. While it has been rather one-sided numbers-wise, there have been some rather big wins for Espanyol. Looking for Perez, but just too far.
Good idea, nice positive play, Espanyol, going into the heart of that Barcelona defense. And given how hit and miss the Barca defense has been over the last sort of 2 or 3 months, it's worth trying to pressurize them, seeing if you can find the cracks.
Tuck inside by Lopez, trying to thread it forward. Rakitic in the way. Suarez turns. Thought about shooting. Messi returning the favor. Suarez with the delicate touch. And Vidal not so much. Deflecting wide for the corner. What looked surely to be goal number 3.
Great ball from Messi. Absolutely brilliant. But Suarez's bad day continues. I thought that's a certain goal for him. He makes the run. Brilliant timing. He's onside. The ball from Messi absolutely perfect. Doesn't get the connection. Have a look at it again. Comes off the outside of his boot. Totally mishits that. Yeah, his manager expects the ball to hit the back of the net.
Well, the winter window is coming up, and sooner or later they'll need another forward. On the volley, Alba knocks off David Lopez. Barcelona had been pushing forward, and now a chance on the break. Looking for it again, Darder, but it's a one-man defensive wall from Semedo. Messi trying the touch and turn. Roca showing him how it's done.
Good tackle, Arturo Vidal, as Ruby watches on. And Valverde, but Arturo Vidal on that right-hand side has been solid. Him and Semedo seem to be a really good defensive wall. And so far, Valverde's tactics working out absolutely perfectly.
Messi's 36th career La Liga goal starting the downfall. Now looking for another. Dembele back across, the header point blank off the post. Messi, maybe he can't score with his head.
Unbelievable sequence of events there. Rakitic has a great chance, keeper saves, Messi hits the post. I mean, this is all Barcelona at the moment. That could have been 3 or 4. Here we go, Dembele with the ball back, Rakitic, good save, keeper. Messi with the header, and I think Rakitic in an offside position, interfering with play. Wow, wonderful sort of attack, counter-attack from Barcelona. And Dembele, going from being in the midfield 4, suddenly springs into an attacking 3, and makes all the difference there. Dembele having a really, really good game today. Good save from the keeper.
Messi as well. By the way, that goal earlier, only player in La Liga history to have scored double-digit goals in 13 straight seasons.
That's incredible. Wow.
And then he sets up Dembele with a second, almost had Suarez with an even more amazing third. Overlap from Semedo. Good speed from Bilal, staying with him. But they're going to say off of the Barca-born defender, and it will be a throw-in box high. Suarez.
Well, it's another frustrating day out for Espanyol. They've had a couple of really bad results in the last few weeks in terms of La Liga.
Flag stays down. Suarez denied.
3-0 away at Getafe was a bad result. 3-1 at home to Girona as well. That was a home game. Something seems to have gone wrong for Espanyol after that wonderful start.
Getting a little tight around the collar at the moment. Launching it forward, but Suarez saying he needed to catch his breath.
Need to catch our breath, to be honest. How many chances have Barcelona created? 2 goals, 2 or 3 really, really good chances that should have gone in the back of the net. It's been a masterclass first half here. To be fair to Espanyol, they try to play. They haven't tried to kick their illustrious neighbours off the park. Try to play their soccer, but it's just been so difficult against this Barca team, who are very well organised in midfield, as Rakitic is showing. Don't give you any gaps and then dispossess you. As soon as you have the ball, they take it off you.
Melendo to the inside. Looking wide is Roca. Chance for Vila, back to the inside, but Vidal in the way. That time in the doghouse seems to have made the pit bull hungry.
Well, I think that you've got to say well done to Valverde. He had problems with Arturo Vidal. He's come back and playing like a superstar. He had problems with Dembele, warned him, dropped him. He's come back and played really well.
Rattles up into the arms of the 37-year-old keeper.
Sometimes we overlook the role the manager plays in disciplining these players, losing them for a week or 2, and then bringing them back with a changed attitude. And certainly Dembele, hopefully, is more focused, more professional, because he's having a wonderful impact on this team.
Don't forget the halftime show, the Fubo TV Express, just moments away. Plenty of highlights in this opening half. Another one here, just over the bar by Perez.
Good effort, Espanyol. Give their fans a little bit of something to shout for, a little bit of hope they can get back in this match. Decent cross coming in from out wide. Have a look at it, whipped in, lots of pace in it. And Perez getting up, yeah, just over the bar. Still a good header under lots of pressure from Jordi Alba. Ter Stegen just relieved that it went over, because he wasn't there. If it drops any lower, it goes in.
Into the center circle, down goes Messi. Free kick Barcelona. 3.5 minutes of regulation left.
Messi again, little touches there. He's got control of the ball. Players are just pushing and shoving him. So difficult to get the ball off him there. Free kick given.
Dembele finds a pocket. But again, ferocious defense. Perez. Rakitic takes a tumble. Narder's not going to win that argument.
Well done to Rakitic. Good commitment there for the cause. He wins his free kick in a reasonably dangerous situation. The boot was high. They've defended well, Barcelona. Valverde's got to be happy. Ruby with the problems as to how to break down this much improved Barcelona defense. Last match out against was at Villarreal, their first clean sheet in 12. So from a defensive point of view, hopefully Barcelona have turned the corner.
6'5" Lopez dropping back. Busquets wide for Vidal, but disciplined defense. Offside against Barca, even with the argument. Abraham Alvarez standing by his call.
Let's have a look and see who's offside. But there is a atomic pink shirt in an offside position, but doesn't head the ball. It's Luis Suarez. So not sure, and I think that's what Luis Suarez is saying. Why are you blowing me up? I didn't even go for the ball.
Situations like that, again, only when there's the threat of injury on a breakaway collision with a goalkeeper. Now with video review and even an assistant video review, I still don't understand why they don't let more of these plays play out. You can always correct it later. Nice from Rakitic. Messi pops out of the pocket, but then the pass stolen away by Lopez.
Look how Messi's working hard. That's absolutely brilliant from the little genius.
He stole it with his right foot there.
Doesn't count. He lost possession, gave the ball away, and he tracked all the way back. That's one of the best players the world has ever seen. So if anybody watching feels that then they're too good to track back, well, if Messi can do it, then you can do it.
You're not talking to Ousmane Dembele, are you?
Well, he can learn something, Dembele, from Messi, that's for sure.
Beautiful scenes inside the stadium. Maybe something for the home fans, but maybe not here. Suarez with the extra touch, sneaks it through the defender, the goalkeeper, and the posts. Denied before, but this time razor sharp for a Barca third.
We said he would do it, Suarez. He keeps on going no matter what happens. He tripped over the ball, he misplaced the ball, yet he keeps on going. That's what makes this man so special. Tucks it away from the acutest of angles, and look at the fans. They're absolutely distraught there. Well, at least he got a smile at the end of it, but they've been destroyed in this first half, Espanyol. And have a look, Dembele on the ball. Suarez says where he wants it. Now he's got a yard to make up. He's not the quickest. He uses his body. He gets past him, but look at this angle. Through the goalkeeper's legs, into the box. And Suarez shows why he's a great player. He just keeps going no matter what goes wrong. He keeps going, and he gets his reward.
And you know what? That might actually go down as an own goal if they're being Scrooge.
No, Phil, don't like take it away from him.
The ball might have been going wide, but it clips off the heels. Regardless, you cannot downplay the work of Suarez in this first half or the genius of Messi. Espanyol 0, Barca 3 at the break. Stick around, the Fubo TV Express is next.